he sends it around the boards where it's picked up there by Ventura. Ventura lays it off, and Eastern Michigan has it back in their defensive zone. Eastern Michigan down low now in the offensive zone. They look to pass out in front. That one blocked off there by Burrows. Now it's back up to the blue line. Eastern Michigan with it still. They take a shot through traffic. That one goes wide. Eastern Michigan swings it around the board. Solid hit there from Stokes. That puck battled for and recollected now by Eastern Michigan. They send it up to the far wall. Now they look to work it back down low. Eastern Michigan mishandles. It's collected up at the point, where it works its way free. 5 seconds to go on the power play for Eastern Michigan. Now they look to take a shot. That one blocked off. Glove down on the back door, and that shot patted aside. A good effort there from Gruber. Barrows with it now. He plays it ahead, where it's collected and forked out by Ventura, who goes off for a much-needed change. Eastern Michigan looking to bring it back in the zone. They go with a long flip. Gruber has to pad that one aside. And now it's worked free by Cosgrove for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer has the puck taken off of his stick, and Eastern Michigan brings it back into the zone. Eastern Michigan from the slot with a shot, and that one patted aside by Gruber. Second shot there. That one goes up and catches the netting, and it is out of play. Face-off taken by Eastern Michigan. They take a shot. That one goes and deflects up and out of play, and we have another stoppage. Hold up on the face-off here. Referee saw something they didn't like, and now it's won by West Virginia for Hedges. Hedges circles back around behind the net. West Virginia coming off a successful penalty kill. That puck works free, and Wilson brings it into the zone. Wilson plays it off for Vermont. Vermont with a shot from a sharp angle, and that one held and covered for a stoppage with 2:20 to go in period number 1. Shots are 10 for West Virginia, 5 for Eastern Michigan. Scoreline remains 2-0 West Virginia off the strength of the Cosgrove goal just 20 seconds into the game, and then later on Evans on the power play from Ventura. Face-off taken by Eastern Michigan. They send it out of the zone, but Hedges sends it right back in, and back go the West Virginia forecheck. That puck works its way free. Vermont after it. Now up into the referee's skates, and Eastern Michigan comes away with possession. Eastern Michigan fans on a shot. Now it comes free, and that one patted aside by Gruber. That puck worked out in front, and Wilson plays it on, where now it goes cross ice for Hedges. Hedges sends it in down low, and that one deflects up into the air and snared by Eastern Michigan. 1:48 to go in the period. Hickey at the blue line, he sends it in. And now it's collected by Eastern Michigan, 1:40 to go in the first. Eastern Michigan takes a shot, that one blocked off to the side. And now into the pads of Gruber, and it works its way free. A rebound try, Gruber with a big save! And he jumps on top of it. Face-off won back and taken by West Virginia. They pin it up along the boards with 1:15 to go in the first. Both sides battle in the far corner. Finally, it kicks free and is picked up by Cosgrove. Cosgrove with more than enough time to start up an attack if he feels like it. And now he passes cross ice, and that one picked up by Avalone. Avalone working his way into the zone. He swings it around the boards. Cosgrove out in front, and Hintmeyer can't pull the trigger. Another try, and what a save! Huge chance there for West Virginia to go up 3-0. Eastern Michigan playing it cross ice. That one goes all the way down, where it's collected now by Hickey. Hickey clanks one off the glass, and it comes free to be picked up by Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer works his way into the zone, and Eastern Michigan collects it. Both teams come together, and it works its way free to be recollected by Eastern Michigan from their defensive zone. Stokes hassling on the forecheck, 25 to go. The puck kicks free and goes all the way down, where Barros will collect it. 20 seconds in period number 1 now. Barros plays it ahead for Stokes. Stokes backhands one along, gets it out to center. Now it's picked up by Delaney. Delaney tries to get it across the red line, unable to do so. And now Delaney still with it. He banks it off the boards, and Eastern Michigan works it back ahead. This puck comes in on Gruber. Gruber settles it down, and that will do it for period number 1. Shot count 13-8 in favor of West Virginia, and your goals coming from Evans on the power play, and before that Cosgrove just 20 seconds into period number 1. Leave your scoreline at 2-0 in favor of the Mountaineers. Quinn Kuski here, and we'll be back for the start of period number 2 on the West Virginia Hockey Network. And we're back for the start of period number 2. Quinn Kuski here with you. West Virginia up 2-0 on Eastern Michigan. Sides have been flipped. 20 minutes on the clock. Scoreline remaining 2-0. West Virginia looking to pick up right where they left off at the end of period number 1. Keep the attack going. They lead 13-8 on the shot board. West Virginia winning the draw. Cosgrove sends it on back, and it's picked up there by Stokes. Stokes works it along for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer going back for Cosgrove, and Cosgrove has it deflect off his stick, but it's picked up by Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer trying to slip on by, unable to do so, but there it's picked up at the blue line and worked down low, and it goes around the boards for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer trying to find Avalone. That pass off the mark, and now it comes free where it's picked back up by Avalone. That shot coming in, it banks off the boards, and going around behind for it there is Hintmeyer. He's unable to outduel the Eastern Michigan defenseman, who fends off 2 West Virginia players, and now he works it ahead where it's collected and sent out, but off the stick of Cosgrove, and Cosgrove backhands it along for Avalone. Avalone tried to chop it down, and now Cosgrove does chop it down successfully, but Eastern Michigan regains possession, and they bring it out to center ice and now into the offensive zone. Eastern Michigan shot deflects up high and out of play, and we'll have a stoppage 57 seconds into the period. Evans on the draw now in the West Virginia defensive zone. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They send it off the boards, and around it goes. Eastern Michigan's pass intercepted there by West Virginia, and now Jukas has it. Jukas flips it ahead, and that one gloved down, and Eastern Michigan looks to bring it back into the zone. Solid hit there along the boards there from Judas, but Eastern Michigan stays with it. They're bringing it into the offensive end now. Now Jukas lining his man up. That puck stripped away by West Virginia, and now on for Shikatano. Shikatano works it ahead. A solid hit there into the boards, and down goes Judas, and a solid hit that was also illegal. Check from behind sent Judas right into the wall, and a power play for West Virginia upcoming. They could go with checking from behind. They could go with boarding. There's a lot of options here, but one way or the other, West Virginia's getting a power play. The call is hitting from behind, and West Virginia will take the power play with 18:28 to go in the frame. On the draw here is Cosgrove. There's Jukas and Hedges behind him, Avalone and Hintmeyer to his sides. He wins it to Avalone, who goes back for Jukas, who leaves it off now for Hedges. The captain, Max Hedges, he goes down low, out in front for Cosgrove. Cosgrove with a shot, and that one patted aside. Cosgrove still with it. Cosgrove up to the blue line now for Jukas. Jukas skates the line, and now he goes down low for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer trying to work it down low. He does so. He goes for Cosgrove. Now back for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer up to the point. Jukas. Jukas takes a shot. That one catches the glass. That one comes free when Hedges takes it. Hedges passes along. He gets it right back. Hedges now, he walks the line. He works it into the slot for a shot, looking for the deflection. Rebound try, and that one catches the netting off the deflection. 1:22 to go in the power play. West Virginia looking solid so far. Eastern Michigan making changes. West Virginia leaves their guys out there. Face off to the blocker side of Eastern Michigan's netminder. Cosgrove on the draw. Cosgrove has it caught up in the ref's skates. Now it kicks free for Avalone. Avalone goes back for Jukas and takes it back. Jukas sends it off now for Hedges. Hedges goes down low for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer lost it in his skates, but he gets it back for Hedges. Hedges, Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer down low. The puck loose, jammed in, and they score! Avalone on the power play, and West Virginia's up 3-0. There's great effort from Avalone. They teach it all the time, kids. Follow your shots. And Avalone does exactly that and cashes in to put West Virginia up 3-0. They're now 2 for 2 on the power play on the day. Now West Virginia with goals from both power play lines as well. On the draw is Delaney. Delaney tries to take the puck for himself off that draw, but it goes to Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's pass goes into the offensive zone, and they collect it. That pass there intercepted by Delaney. Delaney leaves it off for Eisel. Eisel unable to get free. Puck loose out in front. They shoot, and another shot, and they score. Eastern Michigan with a quick answer to make it 3-1. There's too many rebounds there. No stopping of the puck. West Virginia bringing Vermont, Ventura, and Wilson onto the ice now. Morris and Hedges behind them on D. This face-off won and taken in by Ventura. He'll send it into the zone. Going after it now is Vermont. That punt into the near corner. Players come together, and Eastern Michigan comes away with the puck. That one deflects up high. Wilson tries to soccer it along, and now some roughhousing along the boards, and the puck kicks free, where it is finally taken by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan gets it out. It'll go all the way down. West Virginia going to win the race, and that will be icing. West Virginia opting not to make any changes. Eastern Michigan cannot make changes off of the icing. Vermont on the draw, offensive zone on the glove side of Collins. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They bank it off the boards. That one shot through traffic. A good deflection try there from Ventura, but that's blocked off. Morris with a shot. Ventura laying out to try and get to it, and now it comes free for Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan trying to work their way into the zone. This one comes free, and West Virginia with a cross-ice pass, trying to win the race. The goalie comes out, and he wins the race first. Now a shot in, and now it kicks free to the far side. Wilson ain't able to get a stick on it. Back up to the blue line, shot through traffic. That one catches glass and goes around the boards to be picked up by Eastern Michigan. That one through traffic, and it comes free where Hedges will take it over. Hedges goes for Vermont. Vermont steps by one, loses possession, regains it, and now plays it off for Wilson. Wilson goes cross ice. Hedges has it. Hedges just chips one down low, and that one rings around the boards where it's collected there by Ventura. Ventura trying to set it up out in front. Morris attempting to pinch in, and he gets caught. Now what could be a 2-on-1 develops, but a good play from Vermont to get back for Morris. Eastern Michigan from behind the net, they ring it around the boards, and now it's up at the blue line. They step by one, looking to take a shot, and now it's worked down low. Eastern Michigan looking for that passing lane out in front. They swing it around the boards once again, and back around it goes. West Virginia starting to become aware of the passes that are being passed, and they intercept. And now away it goes, Ventura after it. Ventura drops off, lets that puck go. Vermont tries to get to it, and now it's taken and covered up by Collins. 15:06 to go in period number 2. West Virginia still leading 3-1. Shots are 15-9 in favor of West Virginia so far. Offensive zone draw for West Virginia. This face-off won by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan pass, they get it out of the zone, and that'll go all the way down. Stokes will get to it before it hits the icing line. Stokes still with it. He's just hanging out behind the net, letting West Virginia set up the attack. Now his pass deflected. Stokes gets back to it though, and now it's turned over for Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan, they send it right back in deep, and Stokes has it once more. Stokes and another man go down together, and Hintmeyer takes it and lugs it ahead. Hintmeyer leaves it off now for Cosgrove. Cosgrove with a spinning pass, and that one off the mark as he was looking for Hintmeyer. Eastern Michigan coming back. They have a 3-on-2 break. That shot blocked though, and now Shikatano chucks one aside, and Gruber will pounce on it and hold for a draw. 14:15 to go in period number 2. West Virginia starting out just a little bit slower. They had that early power play, but outside of that, Eastern Michigan's really seemed like they've had the jump on them here in this second period. Face-off won by West Virginia. That one comes free, and Judas banks it off the boards. And now it comes away where it's recollected now by West Virginia. They pass one along, and that one will go all the way down and just wide of the net. No icing, though. And now West Virginia with a chance out in front, trying to get to it. There is Jukas, and it's working its way free, and Eastern Michigan comes away with it. Eastern Michigan right down along the blue line. A huge hit there. Hickey levels a man, and now the puck comes down where Eastern Michigan will collect. Eastern Michigan from their defensive end. That puck sent right back in deep. Evans trying to win the race to it, and he will do so. Evans backhands one along now for Jukas. Puck in the near corner, and we have a play blown dead. Penalty upcoming, and the call is a tripping on which side? Eastern Michigan looking like they're getting that walk to the box, and back to the sin bin they go. West Virginia 2 for 2 on the power play so far, and now with a chance to go 3 for 3 and potentially regain their 3-goal lead from earlier. Evans on the draw. West Virginia going with the second power play line. They scored the first power play goal of the game. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They send it around the boards where Ventura will collect it. Ventura goes up to the blue line where it's collected by Morris. Morris back for Ventura. Ventura to Morris. Morris holds, and he passes out in front for a deflection try. Evans sends it high. Both sides leaving the same lines on the ice. 1:43 to go in the West Virginia power play. 13:06 to go in period number 2. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They ring it around the boards. That deflects off a stanchion, comes out in front, and now it's sent all the way down where Gruber will settle it, and it's collected by Wilson. Wilson mishandles it, turned over, and a shot, and that one doesn't find its way home. Big play by Gruber. Morris from his defensive zone. Morris slams on the brakes. And now he works it into the offensive end. Morris from the corner. Both sides battle for possession right now. 1 minute to go in the West Virginia power play. Eastern Michigan comes away with possession, and they bring it out to center ice. They'll shoot it in on Gruber, and that one catches glass wide, and now potentially a chance. That one passed ahead, and Avalon brings it in, he takes the shot. And now it's free for a shot from Judas. That one deflects around and goes all the way down where it's settled by Gruber. Now picked up by Hedges. Hedges passes across. That one for Cosgrove. Cosgrove for Avalon. Avalon brings it ahead now. Avalon into the offensive end. Avalon lets his offense set up. He goes to Cosgrove. Cosgrove looks to play it off the boards for Avalon. That one picked up now by Jukas. Jukas takes a shot. It deflects and comes free for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer, cross ice. Jukas. Jukas feints for a shot and now steps by his man. Gets by a second. Jukas around behind. He banks it off the boards for Hedges. Hedges shot deflected around. We're back to even strength. Avalon down low for Hintmeyer, and we have a stoppage in play. Now West Virginia is going to go shorthanded. 11:15 to go in the second. The call is hooking. Jukas heading to the sin bin. What went from West Virginia being able to extend their 2-goal lead to 3 has suddenly become a chance for Eastern Michigan to cut a 3-goal lead down to 1. They scored the last goal. They have a chance now on this power play. They can make this a 3-2 game, and it'll be wide open. Defensive zone draw for West Virginia. They're 1 for 1 on the penalty kill so far tonight. Face-off taken by West Virginia, and they'll immediately clear it down. Eastern Michigan now collecting from their defensive zone. They wait on the offense to set up behind the cage. Now Eastern Michigan, they bring it ahead. They pass cross ice. West Virginia now double teaming a man. And Eastern Michigan coming in to try and help now, and they regain possession. That puck kicks free. Eastern Michigan from the near corner. Eastern Michigan along the far wall. They swing it around the boards. And now it's into the slot. West Virginia deflects that away. And it's along the far wall now. Eastern Michigan continuing to possess the puck, but they're not taking any shots. Now that pass deflects around up to the blue line for a shot, and that one goes wide. Eastern Michigan looking to send it up to the blue line. They do that successfully, and now it rings around, and they'll collect it on the far side of the ice. And West Virginia trips a man. That puck goes down. They'll touch up, and it'll be a 5-on-3 for 34 seconds. And that's just bad luck for West Virginia. You're going to make the play. You can't be too upset there. If you're Morris, it's a pretty routine poke check, and you just get your stick caught up in someone's skates, trying to make a play on the puck, and just like that, it's now a 5-on-3. And we have a timeout called. West Virginia taking this timeout. They know that this is a big penalty kill in this game. This is a potential now. Eastern Michigan, if they can get one on the 5-on-3, they would retain the 5-on-4 power play, which could potentially allow them to tie this game. Not sure who took that tripping penalty for West Virginia. I thought that I caught it was Morris going into the box, but he's on the ice, so clearly he can't be in the sin bin. So West Virginia going with Morris, Judas, and I cannot see who the other player is. There it is. It is Barrows. Morris, Judas, and Barrows on the 3-on-5 for West Virginia. They got to kill the first step's killing these 34 seconds for West Virginia. Eastern Michigan underway. They take a shot. That one deflects aside and goes around the boards. Eastern Michigan staying with it. They go to the near side. West Virginia just trying to keep these lanes closed off. Feinted slap shot there from Eastern Michigan. Now they pass along. That pass goes cross ice up into netting and out of play. 10 seconds to kill in the 5-on-3. West Virginia 10 more seconds in the 5-on-3. After the 5-on-3 expires, they will still have a minute and 26 of power play to kill off. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They look to pass cross ice. That puck kicks free. Eastern Michigan from the blue line. 5-on-3 is expired. West Virginia's done the first part of the job. Eastern Michigan continuing to cycle around the zone. Now up to the blue line. They wind up, take a shot. That one finds its way through, but Gruber's there. Now that puck works its way down and to the defensive zone of Eastern Michigan, where they collect and send it back in. Now that puck kicks free once again. This time West Virginia sends it all the way down. 1 minute left in the kill. Eastern Michigan, they pass along and they run onto the puck, but West Virginia able to take it back in the form of Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer unable to work his way free, and Eastern Michigan takes it back. Hintmeyer almost intercepts that one, but he is able to force the turnover, And now West Virginia trying for the lead pass to Hintmeyer, short-handed. That pass intercepted. Eastern Michigan enters off sides. 36 seconds left in the kill for West Virginia. Neutral zone draw. This one won by West Virginia. They send it all the way down. On goal, Collins settles, and it's picked up now by Eastern Michigan. 25 to go in the power play. Enough time for one more attack, but now it's turned over and Avalone brings it in. Avalone with a backhand shot. That one goes wide. It rings around the boards. Eastern Michigan regains possession. Eastern Michigan works their way to the offensive zone. West Virginia hassling in the form of Hedges. Now it kicks free for Hickey. Hickey sends it out, and it goes all the way down, and around the boards it goes to be settled by Collins. Collins' pass nearly intercepted there by Hintmeyer. And now it comes free for Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan trying to work their way through, unable to do so. We're back to even strength. West Virginia has completed the kill. Vermont attempting to close a man off there along the boards, does so successfully and gains possession. His pass there intercepted though off the stick of Avalone. And now Gruber way outside of his net. He passes one along. Hintmeyer takes. Hintmeyer unable to keep possession. Eastern Michigan walks in for a bomb, and that one deflects aside and is taken by Vermont. Vermont passes off, and West Virginia passes along. They're looking for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer takes a shot, and now it's recollected by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan's pass, that one going off a skate, and comes back free up and out of play for a stoppage with 6:52 to go in period number 2. Neutral zone face-off. Off the puck going out of play. Face-off won by West Virginia. Eastern Michigan sends it in. That one deflected off by Stokes. Stokes behind the net, behind his netminder Gruber. That pass intercepted off of the stick of Delaney. And now it kicks free to the far wall. Getting to it first is Stokes. Stokes looking to keep possession of it in the defensive zone. And now he backhands one along and works it out to the West Virginia offensive zone. Eastern Michigan with possession. Eastern Michigan sends it all the way down for what will be an icing. 6:13 to go in the second. Scoreline remains 3-1 West Virginia. Shots are 18-13 in favor of West Virginia as we're nearing the back part here of period number 2 with 6:13 to go. Cosgrove on the draw for West Virginia. He wins it back, and a shot from the draw, and that one kicks free. Going after it is Avalone. Avalone plays it off the boards. There it comes free, and Eastern Michigan has it. Eastern Michigan in what could be a 2-on-1, and now they look to pass it across. That one with a big save from Gruber, and a second shot. Gruber gets there as well. Eastern Michigan from center. They look to work it into the zone, unable to do so. Going after it there is Hickey. Eastern Michigan on a delayed offsides. They didn't realize. And now Eastern Michigan has it in their defensive end. Shikatano with it for West Virginia. His pass went directly out of play. 5:26 to go. 18-14 in shots, a much more even period this period than period number 1. Score is 1-1 in this frame. It was 2-0 in the last one. Big turning point of this game was the Eastern Michigan goal. It wound up leading to a few West Virginia penalties, but the Mountaineers were able to kill those off. Eastern Michigan with a shot there off the backhand. Gruber pads that one aside. And now it comes free where West Virginia takes. Now into the zone goes Evans. Evans plays one off. and he goes after it. Evans backhands one along. He gets taken out, and Eastern Michigan plays it. Eastern Michigan out to center ice and now into the offensive end. Eastern Michigan swings it around the boards. Getting after it there are the Mountaineers. And now it's loose in the near corner. The Mountaineers come away with it. They backhand one along. And there it's picked up by Judas. He's taken out. Trying to get after it is Jukas, but Eastern Michigan wins the race. Eastern Michigan now bringing it into the zone. And a big hit there, and that will be a tripping call. West Virginia going back shorthanded. Got to appreciate the effort, but you just cannot dive into the back of somebody's legs. That will be called every time. Power play upcoming here for Eastern Michigan. West Virginia with Morris heading to the box. This time I know it's Morris. I got it right. And the Mountaineers going back onto the kill with 4:35 to go in the second. 18-15 is now the shot count. Eastern Michigan could very well even that up with this power play and maybe cut this Mountaineer lead in half with a power play goal. West Virginia has Jukas, Barrows, and Stokes on the ice along with Judas. Eastern Michigan with it. West Virginia trying to gain possession. They almost do so, but it stays in the hands of Eastern Michigan for now. Eastern Michigan from behind the cage, and now they work it up to the blue line. Now that pass going cross ice, nearly intercepted by Stokes, and now jammed that out in front. Gruber jumps on top of it, and he'll hold for a draw. Players come together, refs clean it out, and we'll get back to hockey. Face off won by Eastern Michigan. They play it back to the blue line. That shot patted aside by Gruber. Now it comes free. And it's battle for, and West Virginia clears it out, and they can go off for a change. Eastern Michigan looking to get their attack started back up. That puck deflects up high. A few players battle for it. And now it's pinned up along the boards. It's a good way to kill a penalty if you're West Virginia. Just pin it up along that wall. Referee considering freezing the puck. He's got the whistle up. And now Eastern Michigan comes away with it. Eastern Michigan into the zone. They put on the brakes, lose an edge, playing it from the ground. They took a shot from the ground, and that kind of caught Gruber off guard, but he's able to save it. Puck comes free once again. Eastern Michigan looking for a passing lane out in front. Eastern Michigan with a shot. That one deflects up and over the net. 30 seconds to kill for West Virginia. That puck goes all the way down. Eastern Michigan's netminder out to settle. He plays it off the boards. This one intercepted by Avalone. And now West Virginia in the offensive end. 20 seconds left in the kill. Eastern Michigan with it. They got 15 seconds. They can get a few more chances if they hurry. Eastern Michigan with a shot. That one patted aside by Gruber. And now it kicks up to the blue line. And Eastern Michigan's pass intercepted. West Virginia has a man out the box, and here they come. Could be a 2-on-1 and a shot rebound, and it just deflects up over the stick. West Virginia able to hold the zone, though, with its Jukas. Jukas takes a shot, and that one patted aside. And back on it now is Eastern Michigan. They turn it back over. West Virginia inspired a bit by that penalty kill, perhaps. Jukas sends it into the zone. Collins around by the center. And Eastern Michigan plays it ahead. This one chipped back into Hedges. Evans sends it along. And now a pass attempt out in front. That one blocked off, not getting through. Hedges back on it. His shot gets blocked off. And Eastern Michigan plays it up high and out. Now it's sent back in. Collins takes that one, and he leaves it off for his defense. Eastern Michigan plays it out to center, where it is taken by Hintmeyer. 1:45 to go in period number 2. Hintmeyer plays it. It goes off the body of Judas and into the zone, where Eastern Michigan takes. Eastern Michigan with a long pass into the zone effectively. And now they look to send one out in front. That one blocked off. Eastern Michigan still with it, though. They go up to the blue line. That one settled down. Winds up, feints the shot. Now it's shot in and deflected around. Gruber on top of it with 1:23 to go. Ventura coming back in. He was in the locker room. Maybe a bit of an injury concern. But back on the bench goes Ventura at the very back end of period number 2. Face-off battled for and taken by West Virginia. Passed along now for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer and Cosgrove, 2-on-1. Hintmeyer with a saucer pass. Cosgrove can't handle it. A great feed there from Hintmeyer, and it's just a bit too much for Cosgrove to handle. Hintmeyer recollects now. Hintmeyer loses it on the net, and it kicks free into the slot. Cosgrove overskates it just a bit, and now Cosgrove collects it back at center. Puck played along and intercepted by Eastern Michigan. They'll send it back into the zone, but it's smacked down by Barrows. Eastern Michigan back with it from the defensive zone. They go cross ice. That puck deflects around. Getting to it now first is Barrows. Barrows passes along. West Virginia with it from the defensive zone still. That pass not on the mark, and it will go down for an icing with 25 seconds to go in the frame. West Virginia up by 2 on the shot counter now, 22-20. Same margin as the scoreboard, 3-1 West Virginia. West Virginia trying to gain possession there off of that face-off win. Now it just kicks into the corner. The clock ticks down in the second. Eastern Michigan rips it free. They look to send one out in front. West Virginia able to send it up as far as the blue line. A few players go down. Eastern Michigan with a shot, and that one goes wide. Rings around the boards. 3 seconds to go, and that should do it, and will. Period number 2 in the books. Same margin as the end of period number 1. Scoreboard just looks a little bit different. 3-1 West Virginia after 2. Quinn Kuski here, and we will return for the start of the 3rd period here on the West Virginia Hockey Network. And we're back for the start of the third period. Quinn Kuski here, West Virginia versus Eastern Michigan. West Virginia leading 3-1 at the start of the third. They're up 22-20 in shots. A dominant first period from the Mountaineers. The sides flipped, and it was a very different story. A very even second period. A lot of penalty problems for West Virginia. You take 8 minutes of penalties in a 20-minute period. Things tend not to go well. Mountaineers lucky to escape with an even on the scoreboard. They scored first. Eastern Michigan scored second. Both goals coming very early in the second. Nothing coming after those goals. We had about 17 scoreless minutes. Now if you're West Virginia, you just got to make sure you don't turtle. Try to come out attacking, play just like you have through 40 minutes and close this game out. Go home with a win and bring your record back to even for the year. Cosgrove wins the draw, and it's taken by Morris. Morris goes over for Avalone. Avalone rings it around the boards, where it's settled down by Collins for Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan settling down a bouncing puck, almost intercepted there by Avalone, but away comes Eastern Michigan. That one shot down there, and Eastern Michigan with it now in the offensive end. Both sides attempting to gain possession. That one played along by Cosgrove, but intercepted. Eastern Michigan sends it up around the boards, and they collect up at the blue line. Now they send it back around. A few players come together. Morris tries to pull it free, and now it does come free. And it's played along to be picked back up by Eastern Michigan. That pass goes cross ice, intercepted by Hintmeyer, and away go the Mountaineers. Hintmeyer into the offensive end. He plays it for Cosgrove. Cosgrove tries to take a shot. The puck's still loose, and now it comes free, where it's collected by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan plays it along, and they bring it into the offensive end. This puck comes free off the left side of Gruber. Stokes overruns it, and collecting now is Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan trying to rip it free. Now it's battled for along the boards. The puck staying down in the corner. It kicks free, and Hintmeyer plays it along, where it's collected back by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan trying to get it down low. Cosgrove slams on the brakes, and it is West Virginia possession, but intercepted right back by Eastern Michigan. And away goes West Virginia with it now. Cosgrove, he takes it and dumps it in, and they'll go off for a change. Eastern Michigan now from their defensive zone. They'll bank it off the boards, and that one will go all the way down for what should and will be an icing. Pretty slow start there to period number one. Only one shot thus far. Shot registered by West Virginia, although it's felt like this has been Eastern Michigan's first couple minutes. A lot of hockey to go here in Morgantown. Evans on the draw for West Virginia. Face-off won by West Virginia. That shot blocked off, and away comes Eastern Michigan. They send it around the boards. It takes a hop out in front, and a penalty upcoming here for Eastern Michigan. West Virginia getting a power play. On the delayed call, Gruber getting to the bench. West Virginia has the extra attacker out there. Now the puck goes off the board. Shikatano collects. Shikatano works it down low. West Virginia trying to stop Eastern Michigan from touching up. They finally do at 17:43 to go in the third. Power play upcoming for West Virginia. West Virginia going with Evans, Judas, Ventura, with Morris and Wilson behind them. Ventura on the draw. 2-minute penalty up on the board. Puck battled for and comes free for Eastern Michigan. They'll look to clear the zone and do so. Gruber going to settle it around behind. Getting to it there is Wilson. That puck takes a weird hop. Some pressure from Eastern Michigan on the forecheck. But now Wilson has it around behind Gruber. Wilson steps out and he passes along. This one taken by Ventura. Ventura brings it into the zone. Ventura steps by one. Now he looks to bring it around behind. That one's stripped away by Eastern Michigan. Now players battle for it. 1:27 to go in the power play. Neither side able to gain possession. Puck staying pinned up along the boards. And now it comes free. Eastern Michigan plays it up to the blue line where Wilson intercepts. Wilson sends it down low. Eastern Michigan back with it. Now the puck loose out in front and finally picked up and sent around behind where they battle for it once more. Now Evans out in front from his knees, unable to get a shot away. And Ventura has it. Ventura sends it back around the boards. Trying to win the race to it is West Virginia. They do so. It's back for Wilson, and a penalty to West Virginia upcoming. 52 seconds of 4-on-4, followed up by a 1 and 8 second power play for Eastern Michigan. Mountaineers today just kind of struggling to put this game away. It seemed like they had all the momentum, and then through just taking penalties and spending time in the box, they've allowed Eastern Michigan to hang around and make sure that this is a game here in the third period. Up to the blue line, Eastern Michigan takes a shot. That missed everything. Now the puck goes around behind to be picked up by Morris. Morris banks it off, and it's picked up by Hedges. Hedges around behind Gruber. He just holds and lets time tick away. Hedges is comfortable to stand there. He finally leaves it off, and it's taken by Cosgrove. Cosgrove drops it off from Morris, and now Morris loops around. Morris passes for Hedges, nearly intercepted. And Hedges plays ahead for Cosgrove. Cosgrove circling around. Now he passes off where it'll be collected by Morris. Morris puts on the brakes and backhands one along. Nobody home, and that one taken by Eastern Michigan. Morris with it once more. He stepped across offsides momentarily, gets back on, but turns it right over. Eastern Michigan now on the power play. It's an abbreviated chance. They're already down to only a minute left on the power play, but Eastern Michigan has a chance here to potentially capitalize and bring it to 1. Eastern Michigan working it into the zone. West Virginia hassling, and they force a turnover. And Cosgrove trying to set up a chance there shorthanded, but it's intercepted. Now with it is Morris. Morris backhands one out of the zone and all the way down it will go. Forecheck from Hintmeyer. Eastern Michigan with it. And Eastern Michigan will bring it out of the defensive zone through neutral and now into the zone. And a good move to step by the backhand try. Huge save from Gruber, and Judas clears the zone. Eastern Michigan from behind their own cage, 15 to go in the power play. Now they play one cross ice and bring it into the zone. They put on a pass to center. Eastern Michigan trying to find the puck. It kicks free, and that one will be sent out by Stokes. Delayed offsides, and we're back to even strength. Stokes goes cross corner, and that one rings around the boards where it'll be picked up by Jukas. Jukas goes back around the boards. There with it is West Virginia. Jukas has it once again. He drops it off, and that one taken by Barros. Barros' shot's blocked off. Trying to get to it there is Eisel, and now he'll send it back into the zone. That puck comes free. Sending it back in deep there is Barros, and settling it down is Eastern Michigan. 14 minutes to go in the final frame of regulation. As that puck comes in, Gruber lets it go around, and Stokes has it. Stokes from the near corner, battles for it, keeping possession for now, and it stays in the corner where Eastern Michigan comes away with it. Eisel with a big hit there along the boards, and it comes free to be picked up by Batchelor. Batchelor with speed, and he loses possession, but going right back after it, and now it's pinned up along the boards again. Both sides trying to gain possession, and it continues to be battled for. Finally, Eastern Michigan plays it ahead, but it's intercepted by Cosgrove, who goes for Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer cycles around behind, and now Cosgrove has it back. Cosgrove has it stripped off of his stick, and it's taken back by Eastern Michigan, they play ahead to center. Eastern Michigan trying to stay with it. Finally, Cosgrove takes it. Cosgrove drops it off, and it's picked back up by Avalone. Now it comes free and all the way back out to be settled down by Gruber. He'll drop off for Morris. Morris passes cross ice where it's taken by Avalone. Avalone cycling around behind. He looks for help and he finds it, but just missing the pass, and that will be an icing. 12:44 to go in the third period. Shots are 23-21. We've only had 2 shots, one from each side so far in this period. Scoreline has not changed. So far, very defensive period from both teams. Neither one really giving the other one any chances at all. Referees stop it there, and Eastern Michigan center will be tossed from the draw circle. Face-off, puck down. Eastern Michigan just fell on top of it, and they come away with possession, but now it's taken by Hedges. Hedges rings it around the boards to be collected by Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer attempts to put on the brakes, but he cannot keep possession. Eastern Michigan with a shot, that one patted aside. Evans backhands one along. That will go all the way down for what will be covered up and held for a stoppage. West Virginia now going on ahead and making a few line changes. They had a bit of a mix mash of lines there. Evans, the second line center, was out with first line wingers Avalone and Hintmeyer due to the icing. Now the full second line takes the ice for West Virginia. That puck gets sent down low by Shikatano. With it there is Eisel. Now Shikatano sends it back in. Eastern Michigan comes away with possession, and they go racing down the boards, and a massive hit from Eisel, and a clean one at that. Jukas brings it ahead. Now Jukas takes a shot on goal. That one patted aside. Eastern Michigan from the defensive zone. Getting on it there is Eisel. Eisel steps in off sides, and he touches up, and it will be a stoppage. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. That puck goes down and all the way around the boards. Icing waved off. Hickey banks it off the boards, and that one collected there by Wilson. Back for Hickey. Hickey steps by, and he plays for Vermont. But now the puck goes around the boards, and a few players come together. That puck going to center ice. Shikatano sends it in deep. Now back out to center. Shikatano has it bounce off of his stick. Hickey with it. He steps by one, and he works it through center ice and into the offensive end. Wilson tries to poke it along. They're going to call that it did come out of the zone and offsides with 11:11 to go in period number 3. Shots 24-21. West Virginia with 2 shots this period. Eastern Michigan with 1. Scoreline has yet to change in this frame. If you're West Virginia, you're completely comfortable with this scoreline not changing. If you're Eastern Michigan, you got to get on the board here before too long. Morris rips that one back into the zone. It goes around behind where it's collected by Eastern Michigan. A few players come together along the boards, and Eastern Michigan comes away with possession, and Vermont sends it back into Eastern Michigan's defensive zone. Morris intercepts that one, and he'll dump it right back in. West Virginia touches up, and they come back in on the forecheck. That puck going off of the skate there of Ventura and back around behind to be recollected. And players come together. Eastern Michigan works it out to center ice and now into the offensive zone. That shot patted aside by Gruber, and he sends it into the corner where it's battled for by a few players right along the wall. Now it kicks free and taken by Morris. Morris just rips one in from center ice. That one on frame, but easily patted aside. And away comes Eastern Michigan. They take a shot, that one into the trapper of Gruber, and he'll hold for a face-off. Just about halfway through the final frame of regulation here. Period very defensive, not a lot of great shot opportunities, a lot of just shots from center ice or right at the blue line, all of them with wide open sight lines for the goalies. Routine saves so far in the third. Eastern Michigan sends that one down low. West Virginia to it first in the form of Stokes. Stokes passes along for Batchelor. Batchelor trying to stay with it. He's being hassled by the Eastern Michigan forecheck, and they get possession. Passed out in front. That shot goes wide. Now getting to it is West Virginia with Sable. Stokes with it now. Stokes backhands one up into the bench of West Virginia. And we'll have a stoppage. Cosgrove on the draw. Face-off won by West Virginia. They send it around the boards. Hintmeyer tries to pass it. And now it goes back around the boards where it's loose out in front, taken by Eastern Michigan. That pass goes past everybody and is picked up by Hintmeyer far side. He goes across looking for Avalone, but off the mark. And it goes back around behind where it's taken now by Stokes. Stokes plays it off the boards. That went off the glove of Eastern Michigan. And now they play it around where it's shot in and held by Gruber for a draw. Cosgrove on the draw for West Virginia. Defensive zone, 9:15 to go in the third. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They take a shot, it's just wide. And picked up now by Hickey. Hickey for Avalone. That one sent back into the zone by Eastern Michigan. Did not go over the line, still on sides. Shikatano swings it around, and that one picked up by Hickey. Hickey flips one off the high glass, and now it comes free where it's taken by West Virginia and turned right over to Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan with a shot, that one routine for Gruber. He'll hold for a draw. Bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Eastern Michigan just working right now, trying to keep the pressure on West Virginia, see if they can force another penalty if they can't get one at even strength. Evans pulled from the circle. Jukas comes in to take the draw in his place. Face-off one clean by Eastern Michigan. They look to backhand one on goal, and they do so, but it goes wide. Eastern Michigan still with it. They look to work it into the slot. That one poke checked aside by Evans. And now the puck goes around where it's recollected by Eastern Michigan. 8:20 to go in the third. Eastern Michigan coming racing into the zone. They bully off Shikatano. And a solid hit there on Judas. Eastern Michigan taking a shot, that one high and wide. And Eastern Michigan getting to that rebound. Both sides battling for possession of it right now. Neither one able to come away. It's a 2-on-2 battle in the far corner. Puck still being pulled at, jabbed at, ripped at. Both players doing everything they can to get possession. And finally it comes free. That one off the side of the cage from Eastern Michigan. And a penalty upcoming. Pile up there. West Virginia going to the box. Penalty kill coming up. See what Mountaineer is being taken to the box. Looks like it might be Evans. Evans heading to the box, checking from behind, and it will be a power play upcoming. Oh, they're going to go with a cross-check call on Evans. Penalty is a penalty. 2 minutes for the West Virginia kill. 7:44 to go in the third. Eastern Michigan continuing to hang around. Eastern Michigan with a shot there. That one deflects a rebound try, and that one goes off the back of the skate of Stokes. He didn't know he was going to block that shot, but he got in the way. Eastern Michigan passing one out in front, battled for. That one sent out by Judas, and all the way down it will go. Eastern Michigan now looking to get that power play back underway. They'll bring it into the zone and send it around the boards. West Virginia looking to win the race to it. They cannot. Eastern Michigan sends it up to the blue line. Battled for now. Wilson trying to pull it away. It's caught up in skates, and it gets out to center ice. Eastern Michigan has to reset. Now the puck going all the way out, settled down by Collins for Eastern Michigan. And half this power play is gone. West Virginia with a successful kill thus far. Eastern Michigan sends it into the zone. Barros goes after it. He gets to it, and now he rings it around the boards. It clips off the back of the cage, and Stokes takes it, and he'll send it back out at least as far as center, where it's recollected by Eastern Michigan with 40 ticks left. Eastern Michigan getting into the zone now. Now they work it down low. Eastern Michigan with a chance out in front, and that one goes wide. Good defense there from Stokes. And the net is knocked off frame. Referees call that it was knocked off by West Virginia, so the faceoff will stay in the Mountaineer defensive end. 28 seconds left in the kill, 6:12 to go in the third. Scoreline remains 3-1. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They send one down low now. Little lob pass, and now it's back up to the blue line. Eastern Michigan with a shot, that one into the chest of Gruber. Clear sight line, routine save, and he holds for a draw. Only 15 seconds left to kill for West Virginia. You win this draw, you clear it out. Power play is over for Eastern Michigan. Jukas on the draw for West Virginia. He's got Hickey, Shikatano, and Judas out there with them. Jukas wins the faceoff. Taking it is Hickey. Hickey mishandles the puck, and now he's got it, and he'll clear the zone, and that will do it for Eastern Michigan's power play. Evans comes out of the box now, and West Virginia has it. They drop it off for Evans. Evans passing out in front. They score! West Virginia goal! Evans fresh out of the box. Passes it out in front, and it's potted home. West Virginia up 4-1. Judas shelves it home off the Evans assist. Evans the recipient of a pass very similar to that from Ventura. This time he's dishing that pass. West Virginia leads by 3 with 5:37 to go. You'd like to think that just about puts this one away, but crazier things have happened. Delaney on the draw. He wins it for West Virginia. And that one for Hedges. He just chips one down. Racing after it is Sable. But getting to it first is Eastern Michigan. They turn it over. West Virginia with a pass out in front. And now it kicks free to center ice, where it's taken by Morris. Morris flips one ahead. And now it comes free to be taken by Eastern Michigan. Eastern Michigan sends it around. Now they pass one out in front, is jabbed at, and comes free, where it's battled for by Morris. Players continuing to battle for the puck behind the net. Clock is under 5. Sable comes away with it. He chips it along. And now the pass just out of the reach of Eisel and goes down off the boards, where it's collected by Morris. Morris passes ahead for Sable. Sable dumps it in, and they'll go off for a change. West Virginia with a full five-man change. And Eastern Michigan, now they bring it ahead. They send that one in. Gruber sticks that aside. Shot coming all the way from center ice. Both sides battle for it. Stokes trying to gain possession. Cosgrove comes over to help, and he gets it. Cosgrove plays it along. Eastern Michigan intercepts. That pass going into the slot, but just a bit out of the reach of Eastern Michigan's players. Cosgrove with it behind the net. Now he plays it ahead. And it's taken by Eastern Michigan. Stokes with it now. Stokes going cross ice, trying to find his man. Swinging a miss from Eastern Michigan, and it comes free for Burrows. Burrows puts on the brakes. Now he passes ahead, and it's taken by Hintmeyer. Hintmeyer bumped off the puck, but it goes back for Burrows. Burrows brings it into the zone now. He takes a shot. That one patted up into the air and out of play. 3:37 to go in the third. West Virginia, for the first time today now, is officially being outshot 27-26, but they don't really care what the shot board says. They know they're up where it matters on the scoreboard. Eastern Michigan center being tossed out of the draw circle. They'll make a change. Wilson attempting to win that draw, or more the battle along the boards. Vermont comes away with it. Vermont trying to work his way around behind. He's hassled by a couple of Eastern Michigan players. And now the puck kicks free to be picked up by Shikatano. Shikatano drops it off, and there it's taken by Hickey. Hickey, as the clock nears 3 minutes. He swings it around the boards, and that one stopped around behind by Eastern Michigan's netminder. And now it's battled for, and coming away with it is Eastern Michigan. They play it off the boards, and they come through center ice. Eastern Michigan swings it around behind, and they have it in the offensive end. Now puck going around behind again. Now passed out in front. A good set play there, but a good defense from Hickey. Now it's battled for, and coming away with it is West Virginia in the form of Shikatano. Shikatano drops it off for Wilson. Wilson with a good sidestep on what would have been a monster hit. And Eastern Michigan gets it back into the zone. Vermont takes it back, and he has it at center ice for West Virginia. Vermont passes along now for Ventura. Ventura passes one off. There it's picked off by Hedges. Hedges with a shot. That one patted aside. And it comes back free where it's hit back in by Morris. Morris trying to intercept that pass. It missed everybody, luckily for Morris, as he misplayed it. And now it comes free where it's recollected by Morris. Under 2 to go. That puck going down and around and will be stopped for an icing. For West Virginia right now, you're just kind of waiting to let this clock drip down. Should be a walk-off win here, 4-1. West Virginia lead with under 2 to go. Face-off shot in on Gruber. He just pops the glove down on it and covers right back up. Face-off won by Eastern Michigan. They take a shot. That one deflects off a West Virginia player and is now taken by Judas. Judas shoots one in from center ice, and that one goes down and around the boards. Evans pursues after it. Now it comes free for Jukas. Jukas puts on the brakes. He takes a shot. That one kicks free. And taken back now by Eastern Michigan. They take a shot. They ring off the crossbar and up into the netting. Eastern Michigan trying to make these West Virginia players nervous, getting real close to cutting the lead back down to 2. 2 goals is close enough to pull the net minder and go with the 6-on-5. Face-off won and shot in, and that one just wide from Eastern Michigan. They step up and send it back around the boards. Getting after it, there's Morris. Morris slams on the brakes, and he drops it off for Hedges. Hedges from around behind. He sits behind Gruber and lets that clock tick. Hedges comfortable to let the time drain. 1:05 to go. Now Hedges steps as he's finally pressured after dripping about 20 seconds off the clock, and he'll just dump it in. 55 to go in the third. And now it's turned over for Hittmeyer. Hittmeyer in the offensive zone. Eastern Michigan takes it back. Eastern Michigan sends it all the way down. No icing on that one. Stokes plays it around the boards right to Eastern Michigan, but intercepts that pass and takes it right back with 35 left. Stokes steps by a couple. Looks like he might have taken a slash there. No call. And Cosgrove with it now. Cosgrove pass is intercepted. Shot fanned on by Eastern Michigan. And Hittmeyer takes it back. Makes a good move by a guy. And now he brings it ahead. Avalone drops it off for Cosgrove. Cosgrove flips it up into the zone with 12 to go. Cosgrove passes one out in front. Hittmeyer unable to get that shot away. 7 left. And Eastern Michigan with it. And that will do it for this one. West Virginia going to walk away with a 4-1 victory against Eastern Michigan. And they bring their record back to even on the year. Following 3 consecutive losses, a good get back on track win for West Virginia. They're 4-4 on the season. and they will play Eastern Michigan again tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll see you then. Quinn Kuski here on the West Virginia Hockey Network.